Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I made a video, so today I thought I would go over what I've done with this CFMOTO CForce 600 Touring and show you again how to change the oil, the front and rear diff, and pulling out the cluster and fixing a horn. So my horn quit working and I had to track that down to see what was going on with that, and turned out to be a simple fix, so I'll show you that too as well, without showing you or making you watch me actually do it, because I've actually already done it. So I'll just show you how to do it, because it's just as easy to show you how to do it versus you watching me do it. Jumping straight to the oil change, we'll go ahead and look right here, and I'll go ahead and show you the gear case oil too as well. But as you can see here, 10W, 5W, or 15W-40 is what they recommend here. And also the 80 weight 80-90, so for the gear front and rear. And as you can see here, it's listing the oil capacity for your front and rear. Gear oil at, let's see, what's this? The front is gonna be 6.8 ounces or 200 milliliters. In the rear, 7.8 ounces, 230 milliliters. So, all right, so here's the section here that tells you how much engine oil to use. So you're gonna use 2.96, might as well just say 3 quarts of oil. And that's, you know, of course, replacing your oil filter. And your drain bolt torque would be 18.4 foot-pounds, and don't know what I wrote there. I'm not sure that, yeah, 221 inch-pounds, okay. And then 7.4 foot-pounds for the oil filter cover bolt, or 88.5 inch-pounds. And this is your cover bolt for the oil filter. And I'll show you drain plug here in a second. Again, you ain't gonna have to watch me do all this. I've already done it, so I'm just gonna show you exactly how to do it. So, pulling this access cover off here is where you're able to check your oil. And this is also the cover plate that you gotta take off that we was just talking about, where the oil filter is behind it. Now behind this is also an O-ring. So when you pull this out, first you're gonna drain your oil. We'll get to where that's at here in a second. But once the oil is drained, you're gonna take this plate off. There'll be an O-ring right here. And if you're lucky, you got a new O-ring. If not, chances are your O-ring's probably still good. Just check it out. And then be sure when you put it back together to put a little oil on that O-ring. And also the oil filter, when you pull it out, there's a rubber on the other side that's on the far end. Also lube that up as well. Push your oil filter in, and that just keeps it from heating up, sticking, and dry rotting and all that good stuff. So, and be sure to torque this to specs. And so now we'll jump to where that drain plug is. All right, so for that, we're gonna go under. And you can see this little, almost like a triangle looking section here. That's your drain plug. And if I recall right, that's gonna be a 17. No, I don't think it is a 17. Looking at it. What? No, I don't remember exactly what size that was now. But that's your drain plug. Just pull that out. And it's also gonna have a crush ring on it. So if you got a new one, it's like copper looking. If you can kind of see it there. If you got a new one, replace it. It's always good to replace those. If it's the first oil change or something like that, your break-in period, you'll probably be all right just to use the same one. But if you got a new one, use it. And that's pretty much it. Besides, once you get this back in, once you pop your oil filter back in, you got this all put back together like this. Obviously you're gonna take out your stick there, and you're gonna fill it with 3 quarts or 2.96 if you want to be specific. But 3 quarts will work. Just put 3 quarts in it, and then run it for about 30 seconds after you fill that up, and then check your oil again. Make sure you're good to go, and also that you have no oil leaks right here. So once you got that, you're done with the oil. And now we'll go ahead and jump to the rear gear case. Just hovering around on my creeper here. And for those that have never done this, this is it right here. So first thing you're gonna do, it's gonna be an Allen wrench. So we'll go under. I know this video is flipping all over the place, but as you can see, let me show you again. It's literally right here. That's it right there. If I can get it to zoom in. Yeah, you can see it now. So again, this will have a crush ring. If you have it, you know, obviously change it out, but it's gonna be an Allen wrench, a pretty good size one. And it's gonna be pretty tight too, so you'll probably have to use, you know, something to help you break that loose. But once you do that, it's gonna drain right out. And then once it's finished draining, go ahead and pop it back in. And then to fill it up, all right, this is it right here. This is your fill. It's gonna be the same size Allen wrench that you just used to drain it. So pop that out and then put your fluid in right there and tighten it back down. Again, pain in the butt to break these loose, but ain't too bad though. All right, so it's pretty much the same process in the front. Let me get situated here. All right, so from the front here, you're gonna look under. It's gonna be this little hole right here. Same Allen wrench, same process. Take that out. Let's see if we zoom in. Take that out, and then the fluid will drop right out. Once it's done draining, put it back in, tighten it up real good. And then right off, let me back up again so you can see, to the right side here, right around the corner. All right, let me spot it. Put my finger on it. This one right here. Same Allen wrench, same process. This is your fill. So go ahead and pop this out, fill it with a fluid, pop that back in. Again, you can see that crush ring. If you have it, replace it. If you don't, just inspect it and make sure it looks good. Put it back in, or fill it with fluid first, put it back in, and then be good to go. So that's pretty much it on changing the front and rear gear case oil. So pretty simple. All right, so if for any reason you need to pull out your cluster, this was a little fun to figure out because I didn't want to break anything. But I was able to figure it out pretty quick. So let me just show you guys how to do it so you don't have to go through what I did, figuring it out, wondering if you're gonna break something. So first step is when this is in place, these 2 notches on both sides, you're gonna see the little push pins. Just go ahead and pull those out. Then, once you got that pulled out, let me just kind of show you how this is designed. All right, so you got these 2 pieces here. They're just gonna pop in place. So basically, once you pull those pins out that I showed you, just kind of pull up on the corners right here until these pop out. And then you got these little notched areas. You're just gonna basically take this and slide it forward. You're gonna pull forward and up, and it'll come right out of place. And then of course you got your pin connector here. And the way that works, and this will give you a better view too. Yeah, it looks like there's actually 4 of these. Where's that other 2 at? Yep, I missed them. right here and over here. So when you pull the front corner up, you'll kind of lift up too in the middle until these pop out. Then you can pull it forward and it'll shift up out of place for you. And that pin connector is right here. And the way to disconnect that is, there's this gray little flip thing. So it's gonna be like this to begin with. You gotta push it all the way down, and then that'll allow your connector to come apart right there. And that's pretty much it. You can see the two slides that the other piece sits in, that you just kind of slide forward. So that's how you pull your cluster out. Now the reason I pulled my cluster out is my horn quit working. And if you have a CForce, you know, more than likely you're gonna have a horn. And for some reason this horn quit working. And I was doing my best, just trying to track it down, see if there's an issue with the connection. The other big issue was I could not locate that horn. Once I finally did, I felt dumb because it's kind of in plain sight and I just overlooked it 1,000 times. Naturally I was down here looking underneath, on the sides, looking up. I just couldn't find it anywhere. So I went ahead and pulled that cluster out. That way I could easily track this wire and see where it was running. And just to let you know, down here, it actually runs to this red connector. So that red connector is running over to your horn. It's this bigger wire right here that's running to this section. And so I got that pulled out, tracked that down. Connector obviously looked okay. Also, if you're looking for your fuse panel, you're gonna see that right here as well. And I'll show you how this goes back together too. So, just real quick, just show you these fuses back here too. You've probably read and heard about the 40 amps and the 30 amps. This is where you're gonna find it. That red one, where you see that red fuse, that's a spare fuse, but that's your 40 amp. So if you open that up, that little boot that's on it, you'll see another 40 there. And next to it, this black one that I can't really put my finger on, but that black thing right there, if you open it up, that's gonna be your 30 amp. All right, so back to the horn situation there. So the horn didn't work, and I finally actually found it when I was just glancing around, and it's actually mounted right here through the grill. And so I obviously took the nut off, pulled it out. You got the connections here and everything. I was checking these connections. They feel a little loose, and having somebody hit the horn that wasn't doing anything. And I just tapped on the horn itself while somebody was pushing the button, and it actually, would fire off. So I figured at first, the horn was bad. And so I was going to replace it, and I took it apart, and then I got to looking, and then I seen this screw right here. Not sure exactly what this screw does, but I thought I'd mess with it. And so what I did was, I screwed it in, screwed it out, and then was testing as I was doing that, and I got it to a perfect position. This screw set to a perfect position, and then tightened down this nut. Now it works perfect. Every time you hit the button, the horn works. So if you're having a horn issue, this is likely it right here. Just adjust this until it's working, and you should be good to go. So that's what it ended up being for me anyway, in terms of fixing my horn. So I'll pause the video, put this back in place so you can see exactly where it sits. Okay, so like I said, I felt pretty dumb once I found the horn, because I was looking forever for this thing. Let me show you the cover too as well. The little cover just goes there. It just, as you can imagine, just snaps right out, so pretty easy. But I'll show you from the front view. It just kind of blends in, but you can see it through there. And then once you pop that out, you got access to kind of get to it. Let me see if I can show you from the top angle, if I can. I don't know if you can see that. Can't really see it too good, but anyways, there is a washer. I mean, not a washer, sorry. A nut on the back of this, on the back side, back here. A little gold nut that you just gotta spin off to unmount this thing. And then you'll be able to slide it right out right here to work on it. So that's all there was to the horn fix. So all right, so if any of this helped you out and made the job a little bit easier for you, please give the video a like and thumbs up. Appreciate it. Thank you.